What would be Oliver Tambo's position on the current state of the ANC? And what would OR rather make him one of the most popular leaders among the ANC's freedom fighters? And what is the link between the so-called Chris Hani Memorandum and the 1969 Morogoro Conference? And what was the significance of the ANC's Amandla and Midu arts ensembles? What time is it? It's question time. Welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. As the country continues to celebrate the year of OR Tambo, preparations are underway for main celebrations on Friday. Tambo would be turning 100 years old on his birth date, the 27th of October. Described as a revolutionary thinker, diplomat, and astute politician, the late OR Tambo is renowned for being the ANC's longest-serving president. He served in this capacity from 1967 to 1991. A number of ANC stalwarts and other members continue and will still pay homage to OR. Question time today is honored to host two distinguished legends who will enlighten viewers about OR, the doyen of the arts, singer and music conductor. These are said to have kept the spirits alive during the daunting and trying times of the struggle in the MK camps. We are live, and therefore you can call us and air your views. The numbers to dial is 089-110-4210. Our international number +27891104210. Our Twitter handle @QuestionTime24. My guest today, we're really honored. I'm in the midst of greatness today. Professor Korapetse Khositsile is a poet and an academic, and Jonas Gwangwa is a jazz artist and musical director. But before we start with the discussion, let's take a look at this short interview with ANC stalwart Paulo Jordan.
Oliver Tambo was received almost like a head of state, although he wasn't one. Even in Scandinavia, many of the protocols attaching to figures of that caliber were extended to him as well because of the prestige he had won over time. So these, I think, are some of the things we should remember about him as South Africans begin to recognize about OR Tambo.
Wow, that's Paulo Jordan there talking about OR's impact on the international community. Borreit, bagolo bami, ke a lo amogela today, and thank you very much for making time to talk to us. Rakhositile, let me just start with you. I mean, both of you, but let me start with you. You've spent some time with this great man we're talking about, and younger people as early as today were saying to me, but who bothers about this OR Tambo guy? We don't know him. Don't bother us with OR.
That's unfortunate. I think it's an unfortunate comment on our society.
Yeah. But who was OR? Why should they bother to know about him?
Well, as you said when you introduced the program, he was a revolutionary, diplomat, politician,
yes,
and a patron of the arts,
yes,
who participated also in choral music, conducted. So, yeah.
And that's, I guess, that's another aspect of the great man that people do not know, that he loved music very, very much. And I'm sure for those of you who loved the arts, it was a bonus to have a president who actually understood what you also loved. You didn't have to lobby a lot.
Yeah. Well, I can give you an example about or that illustrates the seriousness with which he took the arts and culture. In 1982, there was this historic conference and symposium in Botswana called Culture and Resistance. Because of its resounding success, I guess, which was also of historic proportions, because there were a number of us who came there from different countries, who were based outside the country, and there was a huge contingent from inside the country, where we interacted and tried to find. When we got back to Lusaka, he instructed a few of us, Barbara Masikela among them, the late Sinji Fangondo, myself, and two others, and said, we do not leave Lusaka until we had drafted a document towards the establishment of a Department of Arts and Culture at headquarters. That's simple.
I see. Ragwangwa, music played a huge part, as Rahostil is saying here, in OR's life, and you were fortunate to have also been part of the Midu and Amandla groups. Just talk to us about that briefly. How did it come about that you had to establish those?
In 1977, there was a big festival in Nigeria.
Okay.
Festival of Arts and Culture. And different members of the ANC converged there under the ANC banner. You know, ANC people from all over the world. But most of them actors, poets, dancers, musicians, writers,
Yeah.
you know, all kinds of artists were there, even sculptors and painters. And on the music side, we converged in one hall there and had a meeting to say, how are we going to go forward with this whole thing. Various ideas came up. Others will go that way and others. So I came up and said, I don't think that will work. This is a very big festival, you know. I think we should have one show with all the different disciplines in it, you know. The dancers, the actors,
Yes.
the musicians, yeah. So there was a big fight, you know. People are saying, we are Budali culture.
Yeah.
What's in the culture?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. So the poets didn't want to be mixed with.
Yeah, the dancers didn't
Yes.
want, you know.
Yes, yes.
And then one of the comrades went to the ANC representative in Nigeria, which was President Thabo Mbeki.
Yes.
Yeah. And he came and addressed us all and said, comrades, I think Gwangwa is right. This thing is big. You know, go ahead, Gwangwa.
Yeah, but he was also an artist, by the way.
Yeah,
By the way.
I know. So, the both of us started working on this show.
Hold on.
It wasn't easy because we were dealing with egos.
Yes.
You know, but the show was a success. And from there on, we toured Nigeria and then went and toured Tanzania.
Yes.
After that, we went to Zambia, you know.
My highlight was the show in Cuba, though.
I wasn't in the show in Cuba.
The Cuban one?
Yeah.
Okay.
No. So from that exercise there, I was called in to go to Angola. And they just said, go and help, you know. I got to Angola and there was this the MK cadres,
yeah.
and I saw the talent.
Yes.
You know, they had been to Cuba in '78.
Yes.
I was in the U.S. at the time.
Yes.
And so I heard what they were doing and I saw some of the sketches, and the idea came to build a musical.
Okay. Let's go to Bushbuck Ridge. Miracle. Oh, a miracle is no longer there. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, please do give us a call, 089-1104-210 if you're outside, plus 2789-1104-210, our Twitter handle at question time 24. We shall return shortly.
Do you have a funeral policy?
Making someone's dreams come true is not always as simple as saying yes. But AvBob's Cashback Funeral Plan not only provides funeral insurance for your family, but also helps you to say yes to life's little extras. Because for every 5 claim-free years, you'll get an entire year's premiums based on your monthly premium value, paid back in cash. SMS Duduza to 41790 and we'll call you. AvBob, we're here for you.
If you want AvBob to contact you, SMS Duduza and your name to 41790.
If you ask this Irish master whiskey distiller why sometimes whiskey is spelled with an E and sometimes without, he'd say,
"Oh, to be sure. You feel so good, look. It's the whole thing. They're back and get off in the whiskey without the E."
Yeah, didn't catch that. But if you asked us the difference, we'd tell you that every whiskey from around the world is spelled without the E, except for Irish and American whiskies. Get Johnny Walker Black Label 12-year-old blended Scotch whiskey for only $279.99 from Tops at Spa.
Welcome back. You are still watching Question Time, and today, like I said, I'm surrounded by great men, Reko Rapetz Khostsile and Ntate Jonas Gwangwa. Miracle, welcome, and sorry about the call earlier. No, Miracle. No, Miracle is no longer there. Well, sorry about that. Okay. But the number to use is 089-110-4210 if you're outside, plus 2789-110-4210, our Twitter handle at Question Time 24. Now, the type of ANC that you belonged to at that era with OR is quite different from today's one. There are no more Boers who are killing people, no more detentions. So it's easy to join the ANC.
Yes and no. There are a lot of ANC members who who know nothing about the ANC other than that they have a card, membership card. The ones that Paulo Jordan would call Bokota to midnight.
Okay.
You know, we just jumped on.
Yeah, Mabina Hosolo.
Yeah. But it's not all lost.
Okay.
We are definitely in the midst of a very serious crisis. Only someone who is brain dead would deny that. But perhaps it could have been foretold. And indeed, Madiba did at the Mafikeng conference.
Yes.
Or if we are not careful, what might develop, what might happen to some people's values in terms of now serving themselves instead of serving the people, when before we all served with determination, commitment, and a lot of happiness in the process without any remuneration. Now that people are getting paid and have huge bank balances, it's a different story.
Hold it there. Let's go to Durban. Mike, you're in Durban. Welcome.
Hi, Paul. You know, this show is never long enough.
Yeah.
Tambo was a great man. So great. He loved music, but I think he loved more the people than the music. But he loved the people. He left us with the party.
Yeah.
It was his dream. And you know, today we have the Duduzanis that have spoiled and taken all the glory and the good work that people like Mr. Tambo have done. And unfortunately, you know, it is very sad when they talk about Tambo, and it hurts a lot. Really, it hurts. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Mike. Well, some have been arguing that in this current state, the ANC needs the wisdom of OR. What would it do?
Well, you look at the man, his character, a revolutionary, like you said, a very wise man, very politically astute person who loved his people. You know, OR loved South Africans. Yeah, and he was a hard worker.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if we had OR now, you know, I'm sure that things wouldn't be the way they are, because he was a dedicated person, you know. Just think of him in the presidency, even as he was being the chairman.
Yeah.
You know, a whole lot of people believed in him.
Yeah.
You know, because they saw how he handled things politically. Yeah.
Tsepo, you are in Klerksdorp.
Yes, Mpo. How are you,
Welcome.
sir? Thank you. Thank you for taking my call, Mpo.
You're welcome.
Yes, Tate Tambo was really an outstanding leader that we had in our country. And thanks for Professor Khositsile and Tate Jonas Gwangwa for telling us stories, good stories about Tate Tambo.
Yes.
I wish that most people of like our leader can emulate Ntate Tambo. Unlike our president, every time I hear him mentioning Ntate Tambo, getting Kasia. Thank you, Ntate.
Thanks very much, Tepos. There's, just giving us a parting shot that whenever I hear President Zuma quoting Tambo, I feel like running away. Well, 089-110-4210 is the number to dial. Prof, the current ANC has this image, or the current membership of the ANC they have this image of this very, like you're saying, astute politician and all that. But I mean, there are people who got in trouble with OR. I mean, Chris Hani was one of those, and I mean the group of 8 also got themselves in trouble because they dared challenge him.
Mm-hmm. But these things must be seen in their proper historical perspective.
Okay.
For instance, Chris Hani had absolutely nothing in common with the group of 8.
Yeah.
Chris Hani's criticism was of the leadership at the time, that there were certain things in connection with the struggle that they were not responsive to.
Okay.
He actually ended up getting OR's support.
Okay.
Contrary to what some people might think or think they know. The group of 8, on the other hand, were toxic. You know, they were bringing in some tribalistic tendencies, really detestable, that no one who was committed to serving the people could go along with. That's why they ended up getting expelled.
Okay. We have run out of time, unfortunately, but Rekonga, let's talk about quickly or briefly the state of the arts. Are you where you fought to be as an artist?
That's a difficult one. Because I did a lot of the political work with Amanda.
Yes.
And everything. But at the time, I was at the height of my career as a performer, just
yes.
as a trombone player.
Yes.
You know, and I am still looking forward to be playing, but I think time. Yeah. You know, because 80 is no child's play.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. But there are things that I would like to do, which I will not be like performing myself, but I would let the people do that, the other artists.
So South Africa still owes you?
Well, I don't know who owes who.
Okay. Well, South Africans and fellow artists, you still owe Ntate Jonas Kwangwa. There are things which you would like to see happen in the arts industry, which are not happening as yet. And that was question time. My word, time is so short. I have a thought.